Okay, so this week for my developed answers, the essential question was that we went off of was upon what foundation are U.S. schools built? And I read Jefferson's, or I focused on his section today for the reading. And so, according to that, I said that we're basically built upon a foundation of general studies that allow children to um, acquire a knowledge to become successful leaders and important beings in our country. So, for my further question number one, I said, how has the public school system evolved from Jefferson's proposal? And I said that I think that according to his proposal, is how we actually still do many things in our school system. I think that we have evolved through the various subjects that are being taught and how we have expanded not only just from the US, but our school system has expanded throughout the world. And of course, how we teach these subjects has, I feel like, changed a lot since back then. For my further question number two, I said, what faults are there in the public school system that we can work on? And this was my favorite question because I know that there's a lot of faults in our school system, our public school system, and I feel like we hear about those a lot. At least I feel like I have. And so I found a website that I linked below, and it said that the top 10 faults in the public school system are classroom size, poverty, family factors, technology, bullying, student attitude and behaviors, no child left behind, which I looked further into, and that basically means the problem right now with classrooms, which is teachers feeling like they have to really focus on testing material, and it takes time, like creativity time, away from the children, and they aren't able to, like, they're cutting back in recess and just free time, and teachers feel like they have to be so strict these days because of the testing material, and it can actually affect them negatively if the classroom is not testing super well. So that's what that means. And I found that probably the most interesting because I had no idea. I mean, I had heard about those problems, but I didn't know that that was one of the top 10 factors. And the other one that I found interesting was parent involvement, which we all kind of know that that's obviously really important, but there's like two extremes to it. And it's when the parent is absent all year, teachers never see them, never hear from them, which can be really hard to communicate with maybe what's going on in the student's life. And then also um, being really overbearing, and it actually can affect the student's learning process. My last one was, how can we as future teachers contribute to a positive growth in public schools? And I found another website I linked below, which um, talked about the top seven, and they're all very interesting. And then I had a thought from LaDon, and it said, I feel that public schools are faced with a huge challenge to really help a student excel. I believe the answers are hidden within each child, finding their strengths and playing off with them. So I totally agree with that. And something that other students had commented on my question was that they think that smaller classrooms lead to positive growth. And I can't agree more because we saw that in the past question that they said that that was something that we needed to work on is classroom sizes. So I feel that if you have a really big classroom, it can become a negative thing because you can't really work one on one with students. So those are my questions for this week.